I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Business is not easy. So for those of you who want to start your own business, I'm just gonna be 100% real with you. Like I know like, a lot of people that work a job or whatever it may be, and they're like, yeah, I want to start my own business. I want to get into entrepreneurship. I'm just gonna let you know like the reality of entrepreneurship because everybody's just like, it's always this like glamour thing where it's like, oh, I get to start my own business, I get to call my own shots, this and that. Um, I still do recommend like everyone have their own personal project, which is like something that you're passionate about and something that you can work on. For me, it's like fitness and like self care and mental health and a little bit of self image too. But yeah, business is not easy. Let me give you guys some context. So I've started like multiple businesses like in the like for a while. The first one I started was like I started like a social media like marketing agency, and I was like doing it while I was in photography school. I thought like in my head I was like listening, I was listening to like all these like motivational speakers and this and that. I was kind of like in this like I was still like relatively young, right? Previous to that, like 2 years before that, I was like very ambitious, but I had nothing to work on. So that's one thing I had. I had nothing to work on, so I didn't really have any skills to work on. But this time, I was like, you know what? Let me build this like social media marketing agency. So I started by doing it a little bit. I started like reaching out to some companies, and I started like calling, and I would kind of got rejected every single time, and then I kind of just gave up on it, right? And then I got into photography. And in photography, I learned how to actually run a business, right? I figured out how to register your business. I figured out how to build a website. I figured out how to market yourself, business cards, like literally like everything, as well as the skill of photography. So I did photography for some time. I did like some photo shoots. I did some weddings. I think I did some like shadowing too, like assistant work, right? For some from like head photographers, like lighting and stuff like that. So I got paid for that too. So and then I also got paid a decent amount just to shoot videos for like certain people, and that actually like helped me pay off my student loans. Just for context, but I was actually make at some point I was actually making money off photography. Like it wasn't something that like I was doing it as like a hobby, or no, I was doing it professionally, and I was actually making money off it. That's the one thing. I wasn't just collabing. I had some collabs in here and there, but I was actually making money off it, and that was like my only source of income at that time. So that's a thing. So I started that business. I stopped doing that just because like I've just lost interest in it. I just lost the X factor in photography. I kind of went from up here, and then I kind of just simmered down. And then I still had people that reached out to me. I had one friend who really wanted me to shoot him or shoot photography. But yeah, we never end up doing it, but he was willing to pay. So I still get the odd person that will want to do a photo shoot and stuff like that. I'll usually just tell them like I'm retired. But yeah, that's another business that I ran. And another business that I ran, um, yeah, another business that I guess after that, I did e-commerce. I worked for a company, and then I started my YouTube channel like probably like around that time. At that time, I wasn't even monetizing anything. I was just kind of just building the YouTube channel. And after that, I was still doing photography at the time though, photography and like e-commerce, and I worked another job. I came back, and then I did no, before that, actually, let me I completely forgot. I started a clothing brand. Me and my friend started a clothing brand, but I kind of lost. But I'm the one who started the clothing brand. But we were actually starting to make sales. Like, it was actually making sales. But what threw me off was, let me give you guys context. So I started. It was called One Ummah, right? One Ummah means like one nation. Like it's like for like it's like Muslims. Like we call ourselves like the Ummah, right? So I started that One Ummah. But then when I started hearing people like going to nightclubs with my logo, that's when I just couldn't like stick with it. Like because I was like, man, people are gonna take the word, and they're just gonna like they're gonna put a whole different meaning behind it. They're just gonna like they're not gonna respect it. So I stopped doing it, and even though we were making sales, and I think I still have like I still have like shirts and stuff like that too, but I stopped doing that just out of the respect there. And yeah, so that was actually I think one of the first businesses I started. So that's even before that. But the next business I started was my fitness business, right? So I did some fitness here and there. That one didn't really do well because I was still new to it and I worked at a gym at that time. So I couldn't actually take clients because under like the gym contract, I couldn't take clients. And then, yeah, and then I worked on this other project with the influencer, and I wasn't really doing any work, like, and it wasn't really working, like doing any type of other work. I was really mainly focused on this one project. Here and there, like I'd have someone that would like need some help with some stuff, maybe like it's a friend or something like that. But I never actually like took it like where I work with a company or something like that. Like no. So yeah, so and it's I but now as of recently, like this year, I started like my own project, as I said, right? So I had my blog, I got my affiliates, I got my coaching, and obviously this is all revenue streams. Now I'm not gonna say how much money I've made off this so far. I have a business coach as well, but I do have my goals by the end of the year. I have my numbers and what I want to achieve. So why am I saying business is not easy? I started so many businesses and like a lot of them just failed. And I started other businesses too. I'm not telling you guys everything. Like I had like I don't know if I have them, but like I had wristbands that I wanted to sell too. I started a website. I never really pushed that. So yeah, I started a lot of businesses. Like maybe not as much as some other people, but I started multiple businesses, and a lot of them just didn't work because it's not easy. Even the business that I work with, like the project I'm working with right now, like I'm part of it, like I'm actively in it, and we've failed so many times. Like we've tried things, we failed, try, fail, try, fail, try, fail, try, fail. We're still figuring it out to this day. Business is not easy, if like my dad has a business too, like a shea butter business, but before that he started multiple businesses, like different sales types of businesses, right, selling different products. And it wasn't until the shea butter worked, but even for him it took years for it to work. Like for he had to figure it out. Yeah, I remember he'd go to the train stations and hand out flyers for his products. He would go to like trade shows, festivals, but yeah, he figured it out, and as time went on, he built his business. And even like one of like the other guys, right? The like someone I know is he's a political candidate now, and he has a barbershop. When he started his barbershop, he was telling me the same thing. Like he had issue, like it was very hard. He had like the down times, right? And yeah, I think that's a big thing. Business is not easy. Like most people, they fail. Like I forgot what the statistic is. Like how many businesses like what's the percentage of business that fail in the first year? There's a huge percentage, and that's just like there's not like maybe it's like lack of like purpose, lack of what's the other word? Lack of purpose, lack of resilience. Ups and downs. Business always goes up and down. The business always has its ups and downs, and yeah, it's not easy. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Like business is not easy. The one benefit of business though, and as I'm building this online fitness training, it's not just online fitness training. I'm kind of building my personal brand again. That's kind of what I'm doing. I keep saying online fitness training, but online fitness training is just what I'm offering. But I'm really just building a brand again. I'd like to build this online fitness training business to a point where I can sustain myself, and then I can start doing different ventures too. So yeah, so that's really it. Like business is not easy, but I will say there's a lot of lows, but there's a lot of highs too. There's a lot of wins that you'll experience when you hit your first like sale, or when you see a sale like online, or when I see a sale on Shopify for like my dad. I'm like, wow, like people are actually going out of the way to buy off this website, and it makes me proud because I was part of that. I was part of like one of the people who built the funnel to kind of get people to buy, right? So that's the one thing I will say, the benefit of doing that. But I also want people to be aware that business is not easy. It's not like a thing where you're just gonna build. Some people, there's anomalies, of course, but it's not a thing where you're gonna build a business and the business is just gonna like, it's like you just get the product out, boom, and you start making money. No, it's a very competitive market. Everyone like wants to win, as we should want to win, and you're up against, yeah, you're up against people that are probably a lot more experienced than you. But I will say like resilience really does help. Learning, being willing to learning from people that are ahead of you, And yeah, I think that's really it. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. If you guys would like online fitness training, I think your health is like probably the number one thing that can help you get to wherever it is you want to be in life. So if you want online fitness training, check out the link down below. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.